So guys, just now I finished my IIT Madras second round interview for PhD admission Aerospace department, propulsion side. And guys, this interview was amazing ever. Whatever interview I have given, including before 2 3 years, IIT Mandi was my best interview, and today it was my best interview. I am fully satisfied. All questions I replied, and question level I want to discuss here. So how interview started. So first they asked me, tell us something about you. Then I said, sir, my name is Vikas Kumar Srivastav, and I said about my MS, and then they also asked about my current guide. So I named everything. Done. After that, they told me that you already know that two different subjects you have to choose to present yourself in this interview. So I said, sir, aerodynamics side, in that gas dynamics and all, fluid mechanics and all, I'm comfortable because I have good grip there. So then they started with two professors were there. They started with uh, first question like this. See, because I have taken the complete PDF here, so I will just tell you. So they started like this. Like how will you like types of oblique shock wave, how oblique shock is formed. This I replied properly. And before, you should know that whatever questions they asked, in some questions were tough in the sense, literally, if I am saying tough, it was tough. Only like a teacher level person can think at that depth. I'll tell you what kind of questions were there. And I was able to explain this like a butter very easily, because I am teaching the same subjects from last so many years. So I was able to reply. But again, I'll tell you one thing. When there is interview is different thing. Interview, you may do mistake. Interview is like whatever prepared you are, but if you are not controlling your heartbeat, if you're not controlling your mind properly, you may do mistakes. So today also, in this interview also, I was about to do mistake, but I corrected myself. ये होता है, ये प्रेशर की वजह से होता है, मे बी. I don't know how many interviews I have given, and I used to attempt all the interviews just to gain the experience, so that I can share that experience with my classroom students and with you too. So then I replied for the basic question, how shockwaves are being formed. And after that, they asked me, like, suppose you have a wedge and at certain angle, and then you have another wedge at certain angle, then what kind of shock will form, and what will the future of the shock. So I said, sir, this that will happen, and finally they will merge and all. Then they asked me analogy. Then that analogy I gave at the exit of city nozzle. There also I said that, okay, at the exit when flow leaves, I matched the different pressures and all, and then I said how do we form oblique shock wave and all. And there also shock will merge. So mainly this problem was about merging of shocks. So this merging of shock and all is not gate level problem. They are up high up problems. And but still, I'm not saying that merging of problems is not UG level problem. If you are studying something in so much detail, then you can crack this problem easily. I cracked. And of course, if this interview I have to give at BTech level, I cannot crack this. Okay. So because this was for PhD interview, so question paper question asked was something else. Then when this question got over, then professor sent me this image, because it was online interview. So I was added in one group for certain time, for certain duration. So professor shared me this image as a oblique shock wave at the exit of city nozzle. You can see the dotted lines here. These lines are oblique shock wave. And then he said that no, before this we had a talk like first critical back pressure, second critical back pressure on that, and there also I was fully correct, because same thing I'm teaching, and CD nozzle is my favorite topic. And any question I can reply on CD nozzle, that much prepared I am about the CD nozzle. So uh, they gave me a situation that, okay, they also asked under expansion, over expansion concepts, optimal experiment concept proper, like interview was 20 plus minutes. And then they asked for this situation when there is a oblique shockwave standing at the exit. Yeah, they also asked about second critical back pressure, what is the situation in the this thing, CD nozzle. And then this situation they gave, like, I'm trying to recall like orally what are the questions they asked, and in written these questions are already with me. So orally I'm trying to recall, but it's okay. In between, if I'll be recalling, I'll be telling you. And then this condition will discuss. So here they said, suppose the oblique shockwave is there, and the back pressure, if we will start increasing the back pressure, then how do we teach? We teach decreasing the back pressure. And they kept constant the exit back pressure inside, they kept constant, and they said if you increasing the back pressure. So एक मिनट के लिए तो ऐसा लगा कि आई शुड थिंक ऑन दिस. But then suddenly I replied that no sir, it will pack and it will go inside, and somewhere it will be standing, normal shock will be standing in the divergent section. Like again, because connection is very good, my concepts are good here. Like in the first round, the math interview, out of 12 questions, 4 questions I did wrong. You can see the thumbnail, I failed in IIT Madras interview. That thumbnail was there, and in PhD interview, but this was the second round core interview, and all the questions were correct. Now second question was I like these photos and all. So then professor said, what if this was just the gas dynamics part I'm talking, and then we'll come to the fluid mechanics part. Then the professor said, okay, suppose the situation like what will be the pressure condition at the exit and at the ambient, so that normal shock wave will stand in between. So that I replied, because that was oral question, and I explained. Then they asked, what will be the variation of the property. So I drew this property variation, and then I sent the photo to them, and then they asked under property variation, that also I did. They asked total temperature, total pressure, that also I did. And they asked the cause of the jump, that also I replied very well. This went so well. So this took, I think, around 10 plus minutes, and quickly one by one, all the, like, very smooth. I was feeling so much confident also, because all the questions I was able to answer. But I'm telling you, the base of the question, you can, I mean, that level of the questions, they were very mature questions. Like if you just know about CD nozzle, if you have just practiced a little bit, no, you cannot reply those questions. Okay. So I mean, you have to read books. Otherwise, if your only if your concepts are completely crystal clear, then only you will not get stuck. I'm telling you, in interview, even those people will fail. In those people will have this shivering, and you may do mistake. Even if you are, so maturity is important on the topic. So, and best part, they themselves in the beginning itself, before few days, they will tell you, they will send you the syllabus, what to practice. I mean, which syllabus you are comfortable, prepare that only and come. And also they mentioned that exactly these topics will not be asked. This is just a outlook, output of the, like, this kind of topics will be asked. Okay, so like they said in the beginning to me, I said aerodynamics, gas dynamics, fluid mechanics, these things are my favorite subjects. Then that professor said, okay, this is all enough. Now another professor will take my interview. So another professor, he asked, okay, then in the same serial nozzle, he asked one question about the further property variation that I also explained for a special situation. Then he gave me one yeah, then not this one. Then he asked this problem. Yeah, he asked in this problem, so you can see the vector v is given as ui plus vj, and u value was given 3yx. And then he asked, uh, can we draw the streamline of this flow? I mean, can we plot this? So guys, suddenly this was like, can we plot this? Can we plot this? So it's like my brain started running with full gear, full speed. Plot, 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 plot. I started searching. Then I understood, because see, this is what I'm saying, it is about maturity. And thankfully, this question, what I told them topic, from that topic only they were asking question, because this freedom was given to all the candidates. Whatever topic you will say, from that only they will ask the question. And also little bit, of course, not exactly, if you will say normal shock wave, they will ask from normal shock wave, because it is interview. So this topic I didn't tell, but they asked this plot. So I plotted, finally ellipse and all came and all done. So I felt good. Then you can see my work, yeah, here I have done, and finally I got this expression of the ellipse also. And then they also asked, yeah, then they asked, in which oral question, in which equation uh, viscosity force is visible. So that Navier-Stokes equation, then I wrote also. And then also they said, uh, if we ignore viscosity, compressibility, and steady situation, on a steady situation, then you write this continuity equation, that also I wrote. Then they said, including all types of this thing, don't assume anything, let everything be present in the flow, and then write continuity equation. Then I wrote. And then they said, from that continuity equation, reach to the final smallest version, that is a gradient of, I mean, del dot v. Then they started asking about the physical meaning, how this is giving you physical meaning. This equation is valid for viscous flow or not. If you are saying that this is a mass conservation, and how it is. So all those things I took example, like there is a pipe and all in that, that is done. So Yeah, this question was tough and good also, because you have to find out u, then you have to find out equation of streamline, then from there to find out slope, and then you have to rearrange the equation and you have to reach the ellipse. But I did, बिकॉज इतना दिमाग चलता है मेरा. रिटर्न में प्रॉब्लम होती है यार, रिटर्न में तो मतलब मिस्टेक्स देखो, वो वीडियो देखो जाके, जो मेरे 4 क्वेश्चन गलत, तो मेरा दिमाग खराब हो गया. फिर उसके बाद anyway, this was a very good interview. I liked it. And some more questions they asked. I'm trying to recall so that video should not go lengthy. Overall, I loved it. Yeah, overall they also asked about Navier-Stokes. I did that. And which equation? What are the equations you can say as momentum? Momentum conservation. That also. And yeah, like, and यहाँ पे क्या था, याद नहीं आ रहा है अभी, तुरंत हुआ है इंटरव्यू, लेकिन फिर भी भूल गए सब. It's all right. Overall, I will say that because there were 2 rounds, round 1 and round 2. In round 1, math questions, 12 math questions were there. I did 8 correct, and now this, there I was feeling so much hopeless, like already 4 questions I lost. And but I don't think that anyone else would have lost any single question, because all 12 questions were very very easy, and because of my own this kind of mistake. You just go and watch that video, my mistakes, you will understand. And then this interview went, I consider that this interview went so well, because I know that all the questions I replied, and question level was so good, question level was really good. So, and I'm happy because I also think that all my coaching students will be able to reply these answers, uh, because I teach the way. It's like, that's why my coaching name is Concept Library. It's not about how good you are in multiplication and division and all, how good you are at concepts. So I was just waiting for one opportunity, that let me show how good I am at concepts. So finally I got it. Okay, thank you, keep watching me.